Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Courage isn't having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have strength. In politics, stupidity is not a handicap. Religion is excellent stuff for keeping common people quiet. Religion is what keeps the poor from murdering the rich. Show me a family of readers, and I will show you the people who move the world. History is a set of lies agreed upon. Imagination governs the world. If you want a thing done well, do it yourself. Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. History is written by the winners. Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action comes, stop thinking and go in. Impossible is a word to be found only in the dictionary of fools. A leader is a dealer in hope. If I had to choose a religion, the sun as the universal giver of life would be my God. Alexander, Caesar, Charlemagne, and I have founded empires, but on what did we rest the creations of our genius? Upon force. Jesus Christ founded his empire upon love, and at this hour millions of men would die for him. The only victories which leave no regret are those which are gained over ignorance. You don't reason with intellectuals, you shoot them. Men are moved by two levers only, fear and self-interest. The best way to keep one's word is not to give it. Conquest will come and go, but Delambra's work will endure. There are but two powers in the world, the sword and the mind. In the long run, the sword is always beaten by the mind. The world suffers a lot, not because the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of the good people. China is a sleeping giant. Let him sleep, for if he wakes, he will shake the world. He who fears being conquered is sure of defeat. The reason most people fail instead of succeed is they trade what they want most for what they want at the moment. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Death is nothing but to live defeated, and inglorious is to die daily. 10 people who speak make more noise than 10,000 who are silent. Victory belongs to the most persevering. Success is the most convincing talker in the world. It is only by prudence, wisdom, and dexterity that great ends are attained and obstacles overcome. Without these qualities, nothing succeeds. Courage isn't having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have strength. I have seen in the most significant of circumstances that some little thing always decides great events. It's the unconquerable soul of man, and not the nature of the weapon he uses, that ensures victory. Throw off your worries when you throw off your clothes at night. History is written by the winners. The truest wisdom is a resolute determination. Until you spread your wings, you'll have no idea how far you can fly. Success is the most convincing talker in the world. The world suffers a lot, not because the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of the good people. We are made weak both by idleness and distrust of ourselves. Unfortunate, indeed, is he who suffers from both. If he is a mere individual, he becomes nothing. If he is a king, he is lost. One must change one's tactics every 10. as if one wishes to maintain one's superiority. The greater the man, the less is he opinionative. He depends upon events and circumstances. There is one kind of robber whom the law does not strike at, and who steals what is most precious to men, time. The best cure for the body is a quiet mind. Men take only their needs into consideration, never their abilities. Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action comes, stop thinking and go in. The reason most people fail instead of succeed is they trade what they want most for what they want at the moment. Courage cannot be counterfeited. It is one virtue that escapes hypocrisy. Space I can recover, time, never. The battlefield is a scene of constant chaos. The winner will be the one who controls that chaos, both his own and the enemy's. I make my battle plans from the spirit of my sleeping soldiers. We are waging war as generous enemies, and we wish only to crush the tyrants who enslave you. You don't reason with intellectuals, you shoot them. Soldiers generally win battles, generals get credit for them. The army is the true nobility of our country. I saw the crown of France laying on the ground, so I picked it up with my sword. Power is my mistress. I have worked, too, hard at her conquest to allow anyone to take her away from me. A form of government that is not the result of a long sequence of shared experiences, efforts, and endeavors can never take root. In politics, never retreat, never retract, never admit a mistake. The great difficulty with politics is that there are no established principles. I can no longer obey. I have tasted command, and I cannot give it up. You become strong by defying defeat and by turning loss and failure into success. Public opinion is the thermometer a monarch should constantly consult. Always carry champagne in victory. You deserve it, and in defeat you need it. Those who receive the most images into their memories have the most lively imaginations. Skepticism is a virtue in history as well as in philosophy. Never depend on the multitude full of instability and whims. Always take precautions against it. When you have an enemy in your power, deprive him of the means of ever injuring you. You must not fight too often with one enemy, or you will teach him all your art of war. Religion is excellent stuff for keeping common people quiet. Religion is what keeps the poor from murdering the rich. The future destiny of a child is always the work of the mother. One should never forbid what one lacks the power to prevent. True character stands the test of emergencies. Do not be mistaken, it is weakness from which the awakening is rude. The great proof of madness is the disproportion of one's designs to one's means. Friends must always be treated as if one day they might be enemies. It is the cause, not the death, that makes the martyr. For hostile newspapers are more to be feared than 1,000 bayonets